Maryland at UCLA. Boy, Maryland gives it up in the fourth quarter once again. They gave it up 2 weeks ago against Washington. They gave it up last week against Nebraska. This one, they tie it up 17-17 with 40 minutes left in the game, and UCLA drives right down the field, hits a field goal as time expires. And for Maryland, it's not looking great for Mike Locksley right now. We'll get to him in a minute. But UCLA, Jeff, what did you learn about them?
So two things really. One, they really have a belief now we're going to find a way to win, and that kind of what happened in this game. On the downside, Nico Iamaleava upside as a passer is really questionable. So two really bad INTs in this one that was like atrocious. On the year, he's 10 TDs to 5 interceptions. And he's just the way he throws and his takeaway and everything, the ball sometimes can take off. And I just think at the college level, his run ability saves him. That's not going to save him in the NFL. You can't make money. You can, if you're a good passer, you can use running to supplement your good passing, but you got to be a good passer. So I just wonder him as an NFL passer. It definitely tells me, no way in hell should he. I don't know if he's even given a thought process to go pro or anything, but there's no way. He's got a lot to work on still, for that consistency of how he throws the ball. But bigger point, UCLA just really under this new staff, really believing we're going to find a way to win football games, and that's good for UCLA.
Yeah, Fisherman says, is Nico okay? He did twist his knee in that one. Did you hear Skipper talk about his injury post-game? I heard it in like a clip on Twitter where he was talking about it a little bit, and so I didn't really get the full context of it. I almost wonder if Tim Skipper is not, the best in press conferences yet. He's been an assistant head coach at multiple different places, but he's not really been the guy. He was an interim head coach. He was an acting head coach at Fresno State at one point. So, but he's not really been the guy, and so everybody's kind of different like that, but. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens next game, or I'll be listening to Tim Skipper's press conference here for the next one. But yeah, that's bad news if Nico can't go. It's gonna be interesting there. My thing that I learned about UCLA is this isn't just a team with a talented QB that can make things happen with his legs, right? With really good traits, and that's what's going to get Nico to the NFL, if nothing else, is his traits, right? His size, his strength, everything else, and his running ability. Teams are going to see that, and they're going to draft him early in the draft, if not this year, next year, most likely. But this is a team that believes in each other right now. And I know that's kind of a crappy, like, what did we learn? Because we want to talk about the game. It's kind of like the Wisconsin one where it's kind of like off the field, but I think it really meant something that UCLA in this one, you've kind of seen them kind of taper off in the first half and then kind of come back a little bit in the second half. And that did happen with the offense in this one for UCLA, but the defense was able to hold strong. It looked like they believed in each other. It looked like, and you heard Tim Skipper kind of talking about it in the press conference afterward. He said, what did he say? He said, I found out that we believed, or something like that. And I think that's a really big step for UCLA. Now, unfortunately for them, they play IU this week. So, Bleav you can beat IU. We saw how that worked out last year, but who knows? Bleav is a powerful thing. Maybe UCLA will give Indiana a good game. I wouldn't bet on it, but who knows? Maybe it could happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, believing you can win is so important in sports in general, not just football. So,
and believing in your teammates, right? I mean, believing in them. So, yeah. EVS says don't count them out. I'm not counting them out by any means. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I'm not gonna pick it personally, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened, i.e., Penn State. All right, what did you learn about Maryland in this one, Jeff?
I guess I'm just going to flip it around. Unlike UCLA, they kind of lack the belief we are going to pull it out, and we're going to win 3 straight losses by a combined 10 points. And, I chose UCLA here. I didn't get it, actually. It was a 3.5 point spread, so I chose UCLA, and I lost by a half point. But, Locksley in October is a real thing. That's another takeaway, JR, and I had that in my write-up too, and why I was taking UCLA. In addition, they had the momentum and everything, but Maryland, since the start of 2023, is 1-8 in October. 1-8 in October. So I can't explain why that would be, because after October they actually then start winning again a little bit, JR. So I don't understand here, but it just might be something with the coaching staff and not having that culture of really believing it doesn't matter what month it is, we're going to win. We're going to win this football game, right? And Maryland just doesn't have that right now. But on the positive side, folks, Locksley, young team. I think they can learn to win. There's no way he should make a move with the young quarterback, all that talent. A lot different than Wisconsin. If you let Locksley go, you're going to lose all that talent and really be starting from scratch. It would be stupid. So Maryland still, keep Locksley. Hope they learn how to win these close games. And that's my takeaway.
I think Locksley needs to win at least one more game to have a chance to stay. If he does not win one more game, I think Locksley is fired. And I don't even know if that's a guarantee. I feel like the way they started the season and the beating Wisconsin was almost like, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was like it kind of gave some hope that maybe the fan base wasn't anticipating. And now sitting at 4 wins, what are they, 4-3 right now? Losing those 3 games the way you did, it's making the fan base upset. And honestly, like the thing I learned in this one, and I kind of another little bit off the field type of thing here, but I'm starting to learn what Mark Turgeon would have been like if it was on the football field right now, because Mark Turgeon, it feels like the fan base is very much so to Mike Locksley the way they were with Mark Turgeon when everything started happening with him, right? The team was kind of starting to go downhill. You were starting to see stuff that was frustrating for the fans over and over again. We just had the conversation on the Power Rankings episode with Larry and a few other Maryland fans where it's like, you're having these targetings again and again and again. 2 games ago with Sidney Stewart, this game with Jalen Husky, and who was the other one that had the targeting in this one as well? I'm blanking on who it was, but there was another targeting in this game. You're having these targetings happen again and again and again. I don't know if I blame the coaching staff on it, but the Maryland fans do make good points that it's happening again and again and again. And so there is a consistent there somewhere. Maybe it's the coaching staff, maybe it's the players, maybe it's just bad luck. Who knows? But it's definitely something that is frustrating the fan base, and I can't tell the fan base not to be frustrated, because if I were them, I would be frustrated too. But I do tend to agree with you, Jeff. You cannot lose the talent that you have on this team right now. With Zion Ely coming in, like, you have to do whatever you can to keep this talent, even if it means keeping Mike Locksley, who, has shown that he's not going to win games in October very often.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying they're so close to winning these games, right? It could be one play. I watched most of the UCLA game. It was one of those one play games either way, So, but I get the frustration, and I'm not saying I think Locksley next year it's going to be wonderful, because I do question him, but I don't question the talent they have. I mean, it's impressive. Just so many young players, and they're way better than I thought. And I think you would definitely give him another year in my book, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, you also have to recognize that Maryland is working with 2 new coordinators this season as well, Pep Hamilton and Ted Monachino. We kind of talk about Jim Knowles coming in and running his defense and needing some time. Maybe those guys just need some time as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's frustrating for sure. I don't blame the fans for being frustrated, but I think as long as Maryland makes a bowl, they're fine. Mike Locksley's probably fine with 5 wins, but we'll see. He has to get at least one more. Otherwise, I think he's gone if he doesn't get to 5 wins. So that's an interesting thought there, Billy. He says Franklin to Maryland would make sense. He could keep the talent on the roster, and he could keep getting talent, right? He's recruited that area. He's done a really good job of being able to get players from Maryland and from the Maryland area to be able to bring them in. So I don't think he would go there. I think he'd probably have better opportunities someplace else, but who knows? Maybe not. We'll see.